if the thoughts you repeat every single day are the exact reason you still feel stuck. Not your past, not your circumstances, but the quiet things you say to yourself that no one else hears. Because if your mind is constantly telling you, I'm not good enough, something is going to go wrong, I can't handle this, your brain is listening to that like it's a fact. And over time, it doesn't just sound like a thought anymore. It feels like the truth. So when people say, just use affirmations, just practice gratitude, I know a lot of you are sitting here there thinking, that's not going to fix how I feel. And I get that. I used to think the same thing. So, welcome back to Blooming After Darkness. And if this is the first time you are here, thank you so much for clicking play. And if you're back again, thank you so much for being here. This is where we talk about mental health, anxiety, depression, self-love, and learning to actually feel better in your everyday life. Now, here's the part most people don't explain. Affirmations are not about lying to yourself, and they're not about forcing you to believe something you don't feel. They're about retraining your brain. Because your brain is constantly adapting, it learns through repetition. It doesn't stop and question every thought you have. It just strengthens whatever you repeat the most. So if you spent years thinking, I'm not enough, I always mess this up, something bad is about to happen, those thoughts have built strong pathways in your mind. That's why they feel automatic. That's why they feel real. That's why they're so hard to shut off. And here's where people get stuck. They try to jump straight from self-distraction to self-love. From I hate myself to I love myself. And your brain is like, no, you don't. And then you think affirmations don't work. But it's not that they don't work. It's that you skipped a step. And that step is self-acceptance. Because if you don't believe the I love myself, that's okay. You don't have to force that. You have to start where you are. Start with something like, I'm not going to tear myself down today. Or I don't have to hate myself right now. Or even, I'm learning to be a little kinder to myself. That's not fake. That's not forced. That's honest. And your brain can actually work with that. Self-acceptance creates space. And that space is what allows your thoughts to shift over time. Then from there, into affirmations. Not perfect ones, not extreme ones, but ones that feel possible. I am learning to trust myself. I can get through this moment. I am safe right now. And when you repeat those consistently, something starts to change. Not overnight, not instantly, but slowly. Your brain starts recognizing those thoughts. Then it starts to accept them. And eventually they start to feel more natural. And I want to be really real with you. The first time you do this, it might feel uncomfortable. It might feel fake. It might just feel like you're just saying words. That doesn't mean it's not working. That means you're doing something new. And new feels uncomfortable. But uncomfortable doesn't mean wrong. It means you're creating change. Now let's talk about gratitude, because this is the other piece that people underestimate. Gratitude is not about pretending your life is perfect, because we know nothing is perfect. It's not about ignoring your struggles or acting like everything is okay when it's not. It's about training your brain to notice more than just what's wrong. Because your brain is wired for survival. It is constantly scanning for danger, problems, and what could possibly go wrong next. That's why anxiety feels so loud, because your brain thinks it's protecting you. But when you intentionally practice gratitude, even for small things, you start teaching your brain something different. You start showing your brain that not everything is a threat. It can be simple. I made it through today. I got out of bed. I'm grateful for this moment. I'm grateful I took a breath. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be real. And the more you do that, the more your brain starts looking for those moments automatically. So instead of only seeing what's wrong, you start to notice what's okay, what's safe, and what's working. And that changes how you feel, because you're no longer stuck in a loop of only seeing the negative. Now, here's where it all comes together. Self-acceptance softens your inner voice. Affirmations guide your thoughts in a new direction. Gratitude retrains what your brain focuses on. And when you combine all three, you are literally rewiring your brain. And I know that might sound dramatic, but it's true. You are changing the patterns your mind defaults to. And that is powerful. Now, I want to bring this into something practical, because I don't want this to just be information. I want you to actually use this. This is something I practice, and this is something I do with you. I go live on TikTok 5 days a week, and we do affirmations together in real time. because repetition matters. Doing it once is not enough. You have to build it into your routine. And I've seen people show up consistently, and you can literally see the shift in how they talk, how they think, and how they carry themselves. Because this works when you stick to it. So if you want to start, keep it simple. In the morning, before you grab your phone, before you jump into everything, take 1 minute. Start with self-acceptance. I'm not going to tear myself down today. Then say an affirmation. I am safe in this moment. I can take today one step at a time. I am learning to trust myself. And then one thing you're grateful for. And that's it. You don't need to overcomplicate it. You just need to be consistent. Then, throughout the day, notice your thoughts. Not to judge them, not to fight them, just to notice. And when you catch yourself spiraling, gently shift it. Your mind says, I can't handle this. Try, I'm handling this moment right now. That's how you rewire, not by forcing, but by redirecting. And at night, before you go to sleep, think of 3 things that went okay. Kind of like a treasure hunt. Not perfect, not amazing, but they went okay. Because your brain needs evidence. And when you start collecting that evidence, it changes how you see your life. And I want to say this part slowly. You are doing better than you think. Even being here, even listening to this, even trying. That matters. And I see you. A lot of people stay stuck, not because they can't change, but because they never start. And you're starting. Even if it's slow, even if it's messy, it still counts. Progress is progress. So don't underestimate the small things. Don't underestimate repeating a sentence. Don't underestimate writing one thing you're grateful for. Don't underestimate one mindful breath. Because those small moments, they add up. And one day, you'll notice something is different. Your thoughts feel a little quieter. Your body feels a little calmer. Your reactions aren't as intense. Not because life got easier, but because you changed how you responded to it. And that is so powerful. You became more aware, more grounded, more in control. And that is the real change. So, if this resonated with you, don't just watch and scroll. Take a second to like this video, comment one thing you're grateful for. I do respond to every comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. And if you want to go deeper, come join us on TikTok. We do affirmations together 5 days a week plus gratitude, and we work through all this in real time. And I will teach you how to love and appreciate who you are as a human being, because you need love too. And you don't have to do this alone. Thank you again for being here, and I will see you in the next video.